Come on and take a walk with me. We'll see what we can see. Could there be a lake or even a fallen tree? Come walk with me. I have a walking stick and I'm in the woods and it's beautiful. I had to get away from the town, from houses, from cars, from lots of noises, and this is one way that I do it. So I thought maybe you'd want to take a walk with me and just see whatever there is to see. Maybe we'll find some animals, maybe we'll find some more trees, some leaves. Let's walk. Let's see what we can find. So here we are at Kickapoo State Park. It's about a half an hour away from where we live, and already there's some rugged terrain. I'm gonna have to watch out for this stick, this branch, but can I pick it up over my head? Yeah, I got it out of the way. It's very muddy here. It's very muddy. Good thing I have this stick. Look at that water flowing down. Can you see it? It's coming down this little path. Can you hear it? If you listen carefully when you're out here, you can hear sounds that you can't hear anywhere else. Very neat to listen to. Let's keep walking. You have to be in shape. It means that you should always keep moving. When you keep moving, then it's easier for you to do these type of things. It's found a really big rock. Some smaller rocks. This is some mud that's kind of slippery, so you have to watch your step when you're walking. And of course there's snow. And what do I see here? Someone else has been here. You know how I can tell? I see footprints. And my footprints are going to be on the path as well. It's not the easiest thing to make out from here, but if you look towards the top up here, you can see the water flowing. And down here, it's not. And the reason why, let's see if making it bigger helps at all. Yeah, it does. So you can see up here, water's flowing, and down here, it's not, because the water down here is frozen. It's so cold that the water has frozen, so it's stopped moving. Now you can go hiking around, walking around during any season, and you will see different things. And these are the things that you can find in the winter. Where we live, it's very flat. When you're walking on a sidewalk, it's just flat land. Not too many hills, but look at this. We're going down here. We have to watch out for some things. Something I can observe on this fallen tree is it's very dark here. And what happened is somehow this caught on fire. That's why it's dark. Another thing that I can notice is that it's hollowed out inside. That's pretty interesting. You're not really going to find that so much when you're walking around in the city. You can see such interesting things. Look at how this tree is hollowed out inside. Look at the interesting patterns that are there. Some small tiny holes in here. What do you think think is in there? What do you think? I think maybe there could be some insects that can go in these holes. I'm not sure though. Your guess is as good as mine. Alright guys, so there are 3 things that I can show you that I just found. You ready? One is a rock. Okay, found a rock and it has some green stuff growing on it, and they call that moss, or I think lichen. And I picked up the rock to show you guys. I got closer to the ice. What do you think is going to happen when I throw this rock onto there? Do you think it's just going to fall in? What do you think is going to happen? I'll give you a few seconds. Dink, dunk, dink, dunk, dink. All right, that was less than a few seconds, but I think you have plenty of time. Ready? I'm going to throw it. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Can you even see it? That rock is just there. It's on the ice. It can't go down into the lake because the water is frozen. And then the last thing that I found when I was coming to get a closer look at the ice is some evidence. What is it evidence of? It's evidence of an animal. An animal has been here. You see these little toes where toes were? These are animal tracks. I don't know what kind they are. My guess would be the tracks of a squirrel. Maybe we'll find some more tracks. Guys, look what I found. This is not normal to find in the woods. Look at this. It's a little door. It says, I think Gemma and Jada, and that's how you make a short form of grandma. Grandma Kim, September 2020. Thanks. Howard, looks like Howard H. and Jeff M. Let's see what's in there, guys. What could possibly be in there? Here's a little handle. I'm gonna pull. Look at that. There's a little bunny in there. And looks like a little sheep. And they made some little designs on here. That's pretty creative. We'll go ahead and close the door. And then the next people who come can open and see what's inside. I wanted to pause here for a moment and show you the moss that's growing on this tree. There's snow on there. But I stopped in this particular place because I wanted to show you where I'm going up. Come with me, guys. Gotta watch your step. There's water here. I have waterproof boots on. All right. If you come here with regular shoes and it's this squishy and wet, man, your shoes are gonna get all messed up. So, waterproof boots. I'm wearing warm clothes. And we're going up an incline. Let's see, can we do it? It's slippery. I got my stick. I just, at the last minute I said, I'm gonna grab my walking stick. I have a bunch of them. Whew. Look, these are people where people have slipped. I don't want to be one of them, so I'm gonna take my time. Slowly and carefully, I'm gonna go up here, guys. This is no race. If you do things in a safe way, then there's less chance of you getting hurt. Because when you get hurt, that's no fun. This is also something that you don't necessarily see all the time. Do you see what this is? Here's a tree. And at the top of the branches, but then you come down and you see the tree's roots. These grow down into the earth, into the soil, and they bring nutrients, food up to the tree. It's a whole process you'll learn about later on in school. Anyhow, but these are exposed. We can see them. You can see the little tiny parts of the roots, larger parts. Let's keep going. Oh, there's some tops of acorns there. Let's keep going, guys. I'm going straight over the roots. Here it looks like somebody went ahead and cut some of these branches away, probably to keep them away from the trail so people can keep walking along this trail. What I'm on is called a trail, and it's a marked place where you can walk to make sure that you stay safe. This is something that they maintain, which means that they prepare it for people to walk on. If you stick on the trail, it's going to be safer, and perfect timing, of course. Every now and then, you are going to come across signs like this. I honestly do not remember what the KRR means, but I'm pretty sure that this means Clear Lake, and we're heading that direction. I found some more tracks, guys. You can see here. Looks like there are 4 toes, and then this pad in the back. What do you think that these tracks, what kind of animal do you think made these? I mean, could be a lot of things. But here's my guess, all right? Some of you may have this kind of animal living in your house. You have any guesses? Here's why I think it might be an animal that lives in a house. Here, I see other kinds of tracks made from somebody's shoes. And if somebody is right here walking with an animal, my guess is that these are dog tracks. All you can do is guess. You can have different clues. There are even ways where you can find information about what different tracks look like, different animal tracks. So when you're walking out here, if you've studied, if you looked at these different things, you'd be able to say, oh, I think that's a dog track. Or maybe the other one that we saw, maybe it's a squirrel track or a rabbit track. So many different things that you can learn about and you can take into the world and observe. You be your own scientist. Some kind person wanted us to be able to be safe on this trail, and so they made a bridge, all right? They constructed something, they built something out of wood for us to be able to walk on so that we would not have to go down into this little place that goes even deeper, this crevice or whatever you'd like to call it. It would be a lot harder to go down there than to go across this nice bridge. It's trail conservation, and they've done this to make our time out here more enjoyable. And let me tell you, it is enjoyable and something that I suggest you do. Look, some more of those tracks. The hills are alive with the sound of Mr. Ryan. Yeah. Anyway, you can hear me being silly, but listen, can you hear much else? I can hear some cars in the distance on the highway, but otherwise, when you stop and listen, you can't hear much. I like that because it's a change. And here we have ahead of us a path that, kind of is a little bit dangerous in a way. Believe me, there are more dangerous paths. But we're going to see that there is a choice on this path. So I'm carefully making my way down. This is not something that you want to run down, guys. Okay? That could be a bad deal for you. You could end up slipping. Believe me, it's very slippery. Here, let's see, watch. See how my foot is just sliding along? I'm being very, very careful right now. I'm using my stick ahead of me to make sure, and I'm carefully putting my feet down so that I don't end up falling and getting hurt or getting all full of this yucky mud. Now, this is what I'm talking about here. I have two choices right now. I can choose A or B. 1 or 2. Should I take path 1 or should I take path 2? 1 or 2. Which one looks safer to you? This path that just gently goes down and around, or this path where you have to step straight down and then hope you don't slide and then, come to these steps. Now I've taken both, but because it's so muddy and slippery, and since we're kind of pretending that I'm walking with you, if I was with you or if I was with my child, I would choose path number 1. I also refer to it as path A. That's the first letter in the alphabet. And let me tell you, I'm glad that I'm choosing the path number 1 because already, guys, seriously, look at this. Look at my boots. It's so slippery and squishy and yuck, but it's so fun. And I'm still taking my time because even though I took the gentler of the two paths, you still can slip and slide a little bit. But if you take your time, you can still make it safely to where you're trying to go. And I'm almost there. Whoa, a little slippery there. Almost to the end. Oh, it's so slick. Oh, it's so slippery, guys. Right now, if you were with me, I'd be holding your hand. And we would just go very gently together. So, if you guys ever come here, hold the hand of a grown-up. And you can see the difference. This is the path that I took, and this is the path that I didn't take. And you can see that's more gentle. Anyhow, yes, please come out and you can walk all along these different hills and things. And you can see the signs, but make sure you're holding the hands of a grown-up. So we've seen some things today. We've heard some things, but not much. Right now, I don't know if you can tell, but there's snow falling in the sky. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's beautiful. And it's not far from where you live if you go to my school. Now, if you don't, I'm sure there are places for you to explore. Maybe you live by an ocean. Maybe you live by mountains. Maybe you live by a desert. I don't know. There are a lot of different places. You might live by a jungle where there are monkeys in the trees. And for you kids that are in my class, guess what? One day, if you want to, you might be able to see some of these things that I'm talking about. But the first step is to explore the places that are around you where a grown-up can take you and you can see some beautiful things. Thanks for walking with me, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. SUBSCRIBE, subscribe.